Another warning, another tropical update as of 8 a.m. PST, September 29th. This is a tropical storm. Tropical Storm 18. The NIC was a depression, but anyone who doesn't think there's a tropical storm doesn't know much about meteorology. I mean, that's just my opinion. And clearly, Dr. Technique typically goes very low, but I guarantee if they were reclining it with this kind of action, they'd find tropical storm force winds. It has, you definitely can see the LSC. There's some easterly shear, but you can see the LSC. So I don't think it's that hard to find, unlike what the NEC says. England is 30 knots. The model show that zero will diminish, and it will definitely show strengthening. We can show you the intensity models, which show it becoming a Cat 2, maybe a Cat 3 hurricane in the next 2 to 3 days. This thing definitely has great model support for it. So we're expecting this to also become a hurricane. It should move west to west-northwest in the next 3 to 4 days and northwestward afterwards, which is in alignment with the models. Pretty much, I think the NEC is right. Intensity, which they show getting up to 105 miles per hour in 72 hours. So we expect to become a tropical storm officially later today. Really, that's what we have for this system, which has now developed in the Eastern Pacific. Here's it at 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. Yep, that's what we have. Now we're going to look at the LANC, which there's now a wave in the Central Caribbean, south of the DR, which is going to move into the Western Caribbean and possibly become a tropical cyclone. NEC now says 50% chance of development, and I see no reason to disagree with that. The next problem we have is where it sets up in the 72 to 120 hour range. How strong is the ridge to the north? How strong is the trough? The GFS parallel and the ECMWF pretty much keeps it more westward. With a stronger system, while the Lager GFS and CMC keep it more over the Yucatan. There's the system at based in the parallel in 96 hours. You can definitely see the weakness, which allows the system to stay offshore and miss land, and it allows it to get stronger. It also shows another system off Africa. Let's look at the GFS, the later GFS. Takes it more over the Yucatan. Go back to 72. Then 96. Yeah, it's definitely westward of the parallel. And takes it right over the Yucatan, doesn't allow it to strengthen as much. Actually, it buries it. I mean, but it also shows a tropical cyclone trying to form off the Cape Verde, which is also worth watching. Well, the parallel, it literally makes a landfall into Florida. I mean, 168, let's go back to 144. Yeah, this could be really interesting if the parasite system off Africa is a lot stronger too. Let's look at the ECMWF, which pretty much shows the same thing. And I guess it's weaker, but that's the ECMWF, which also shows it jumping. Finally, the CMC, if we can ever get this load, which pretty much agrees with the Yucatan idea, much weaker system. Yeah, it pretty much buries it below Yucatan. Well, we'll have to see what happens. We're gonna look at the icon finally. Yeah, that's the Trolley, which hasn't loaded yet. And I guess 96 it starts developing. 20, it's borderline with the ECMWF. So we'll have to see where it sets up, how strong the trough is, how strong the ridge is. But right now, I'd say probably 50% is probably a pretty good estimate. Maybe 60. I think there's probably going to be at least a tropical storm somewhere in the Western Caribbean in the next 5 days. And potentially a hurricane, but we'll have to see. As for the Eastern Lynx system, I mean, you're talking about really late in the season, but I wouldn't say it couldn't happen, and it has definitely happened. But we'll have to see. That's your tropical update.